Okay, in this lesson, I'm going to show you the song Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out using first position chords, and then use two new verses with same chord changes but with caged variations. So, basic song goes like this. There's a lot more chords in Nobody Knows You than your typical 3 chord 12 bar blues. So, let's just go through it once. Let me play it once. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basic chords are C, E7, A, A7, D minor, back to A7, D minor, F, D7, C, A7, D7, G7. 8-bar song, 8-bar verses. So let's look at our first variation on this. We're going to start with our regular old first position C chord. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that C chord shape, add the 7th to it, so the pinky ends up on the 3rd string at the 3rd fret here. But then I'm going to slide that whole shape up till I get to the 5th fret, between the 5th and the 7th fret. And for the rest of this verse, most of these chords are going to be played between the 5th, 7th, and 8th frets. So I start off with C, go to E7, and then right after that I'm going to go to an A chord. So that was the E7 was a C shape, obviously. The A chord is an E shape. But I'm going to play a smaller version of that because I can always use the open 5th string. And that sounds pretty full all by itself. To make that an A7, I just bring my pinky into the 8th fret on the 2nd string. D minor, I'm going to use an A minor shape, stay right here in the 5th fret. You bar 5 strings, middle finger on the 2nd string, ring and 3rd fingers on the 7th fret on the 4th and 3rd string. Okay, there's my D minor. Then back to A7, back to D minor. Now, we're going to go to an F chord, but we don't really need to move very much at all. I'm just going to move my pinky to the 5th string at the 8th fret. So all I had to do to get from D minor to F major was to move my pinky over. Now, if that's a hard move for you, remember where to keep your thumb behind the neck, and so your pinky can have an easier time reaching up to that string. Then we go to an A7, or excuse me, D7, but using an A7 shape. Not much I need to do there either. Pinky comes off, goes to the 2nd string. You could leave your middle finger there if you wanted. It's not doing anything anymore. The pinky supplanted it. So there's D7. C. I'm just keeping a bar on 4 strings. Still at the 5th fret. Pinky reaches up to the 8th fret 1st string. That's a G shape, but a shortened one, right? A7 now, all I got to do is lift the pinky off, put the middle finger down, back to D7, and G7. When I go from my D7 chord to my G7, I'm just going to a D7 shape chord. So let me play that whole verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. those chords are just right there for me between that 5th and 7th fret. In the final verse, I'm going to start off again with the C chord. But the one I'm barring at the 5th fret, 4 strings, pinky at the 1st string, 8th fret. You notice on this verse, I'm keeping most of the chord voicings on the top 4 strings. So what I do for my E, instead of, remember when I played the C7 shape for the E7 last time, I'm going to play a different version of that where my 3rd finger goes down to the 3rd string, my pinky goes to the 1st string. It creates a 4-string voicing of the C7 shaped E7 chord. That sounds very complicated, but it's not really. There's C, and there's E7. I'm going to use the same A from the previous verse because it's right there. There's no reason to go up and down the neck try to find some obscure A7 or A chord. Same ones. For the D minor, I can use a smaller version of the A minor shape that I used before. Now, why do this? It could be I could do something interesting with it, like add some little flourishes and such. Another version of the A7 chord, just playing 3 strings. Back to D minor. Now I'm going to go up to the neck, up to the 10th fret for my F chord. It kind of takes things into a different sonic territory. I'm barring at the 10th fret, and my pinky's going up to the 13th fret, and that's F. And then D7 is my next chord, so I would maintain my bar at the 10th fret, bring my middle finger to play the 3rd string, walk down 2 frets to play an E-shaped version of a C chord, and down 1 fret and do a D7 shaped A7 chord, and then keep the bar there at the 7th fret. Take the other fingers off, middle finger goes to the 1st string, 8th fret. That becomes D7. Walk up 1 more fret and do, remember, our C shaped, our new version of the C shape. So they play all the chords in that variation. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out with 2 verse variations.